SpongeBob SquarePants may look like a simple and funny cartoon, but many fans believe there are hidden secrets and strange theories buried beneath the surface of Bikini Bottom. From mysterious characters to unexplained details in the show, some moments have left viewers wondering if there is more going on than we realize. In this video, we're going to explore some fascinating SpongeBob theories that might completely change the way you see this iconic cartoon. SpongeBob SquarePants is often described as one of the happiest characters in television history. He wakes up every morning excited to go to work, he loves making Krabby Patties, and he approaches every challenge with endless enthusiasm and positivity. But when some fans started analyzing his personality more closely, they began to wonder if SpongeBob's extreme optimism might actually have a deeper meaning hidden beneath the surface. In the real world, very few people are constantly happy, energetic, and optimistic the way SpongeBob is. No matter how badly things go for him, he almost always bounces back with the same cheerful attitude. Some viewers believe this exaggerated positivity might actually be a satire of unrealistic optimism, a way of showing how extreme positivity can sometimes become overwhelming or even annoying to others. This idea becomes clearer when you look at how other characters react to SpongeBob's personality. Squidward is constantly irritated by SpongeBob's endless enthusiasm, often wishing he could have just a few moments of peace and quiet. Even characters who like SpongeBob sometimes struggle to keep up with his boundless energy. From one perspective, SpongeBob represents pure joy and innocence, a character who refuses to let negativity control his life. But from another perspective, his personality can be seen as a commentary on how relentless positivity can clash with the realities of everyday life. Some fans even suggest that SpongeBob's happiness might be a coping mechanism, a way of dealing with a chaotic and unpredictable world. After all, Bikini Bottom is full of strange disasters, crazy inventions, and constant conflict between characters like Mr. Krabs and Plankton. In such an unpredictable environment, SpongeBob's decision to remain positive at all times might be the only way he knows how to stay emotionally stable. Whether you see him as an innocent optimist or a symbol of exaggerated positivity, there's no doubt that SpongeBob's personality plays a huge role in why the show has remained so memorable for decades. His cheerful voice, childlike curiosity, and refusal to give up make him one of the most recognizable animated characters ever created. Yet beneath the laughter and silly jokes, some fans believe SpongeBob's personality might secretly reflect deeper ideas about how people deal with stress, disappointment, and the need to stay hopeful in a complicated world. Today, it might seem impossible to imagine television without SpongeBob SquarePants, but there was actually a time when the entire series almost ended much earlier than fans expected. Back in the early 2000s, the creator of the show, Stephen Hillenburg, had a very different vision for SpongeBob's future. After the massive success of the first SpongeBob SquarePants movie in 2004, Hillenburg believed the story had reached its natural conclusion. In fact, he originally intended for the movie to serve as the grand finale of the entire series. His reasoning was simple. He didn't want SpongeBob to become repetitive or lose the charm that made it special in the first place. By ending the show at its peak popularity, he hoped to preserve its legacy as one of the greatest cartoons ever made. However, Nickelodeon had a completely different perspective. At the time, SpongeBob was not just a successful cartoon, it was the network's biggest franchise, generating enormous profits through television ratings, merchandise, toys, and global popularity. Ending the show would have meant losing one of the most valuable brands in children's entertainment. Because of this, Nickelodeon decided to continue producing new seasons even after the movie was released. Eventually, Stephen Hillenburg stepped back from his role as showrunner, and new writers and producers continued expanding the SpongeBob universe. While the show remains popular, some longtime fans noticed changes in humor, storytelling style, and character behavior in later seasons. This moment in the show's history has led to endless debate among viewers. Some believe the series should have ended with the movie exactly as Hillenburg planned, while others are happy that the show continued because it allowed new generations of fans to discover Bikini Bottom. Either way, the idea that SpongeBob nearly ended more than 20 years ago remains one of the most fascinating behind-the-scenes secrets of the franchise. It reminds us that even the most successful shows can face unexpected turning points, and sometimes the direction of a series changes not because of creative decisions, but because of business realities in the entertainment industry. Before SpongeBob SquarePants became a global phenomenon, it began with a simple animated pilot that very few people ever saw. This early version of the show was created in 1997 as a test episode to present the concept to Nickelodeon executives. The pilot was titled Help Wanted, and it introduced viewers to many of the characters who would later become iconic, including SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, and Mr. Krabs. However, the original pilot looks slightly different from the version most fans are familiar with today. The animation style was rougher, some character designs were slightly altered, and the pacing of the story was not exactly the same as the final broadcast version. Because this pilot was created primarily as a demonstration rather than a full public release, it was never widely distributed when the show first premiered. Over time, this mysterious early version of SpongeBob became something of a legend among fans. People began searching online for clips, screenshots, and any information about the lost pilot episode. Eventually, rare copies and fragments of the original pilot surfaced on the internet, giving fans a fascinating glimpse into how the show looked before it was fully polished. Watching the pilot today feels like looking into an alternate universe version of SpongeBob. The characters are recognizable, but everything feels slightly different, almost like the early sketch of a masterpiece before the final painting is completed. For animation enthusiasts, the lost pilot is especially interesting because it shows how cartoons evolve during development. Small details like character expressions, timing of jokes, and background designs can change dramatically before a show reaches its final form. Even though the pilot was never meant to be a hidden secret, its limited release turned it into one of the most intriguing pieces of SpongeBob history. It reminds fans that every legendary show starts somewhere, often with experimental ideas and unfinished animation that eventually grow into the polished stories we see on television. One of the strangest mysteries in the SpongeBob universe revolves around a surprisingly simple question. How old is SpongeBob SquarePants? Unlike many cartoon characters whose ages are clearly stated, SpongeBob's exact age has always been somewhat confusing. In most episodes, he behaves like a young adult who is enthusiastic about his first real job, excited about learning new things, and still discovering the world around him. However, one particular detail shown briefly in the series created a huge debate among fans. In an episode where SpongeBob's driver's license appears on screen, viewers noticed a birth date listed as July 14, 1986. At first glance, this might seem like a harmless background detail, but when fans started thinking about it more carefully, the numbers didn't quite make sense. If SpongeBob was really born in 1986, that would technically make him much older than the character's personality suggests. The timeline becomes even more confusing when you consider that SpongeBob sometimes behaves like a teenager, while at other times he seems like a fully grown adult living independently in his own pineapple house. Because of this contradiction, many fans believe the birthday might have been included as a joke rather than an official confirmation of his age. Others argue that the creators intentionally left SpongeBob's age vague so that the character could remain timeless and relatable to viewers of all ages. After all, cartoons often avoid strict timelines because they want characters to stay the same no matter how many years pass in the real world. The mystery of SpongeBob's age has therefore become one of those small but fascinating details that fans love to debate. Some treat it as a hidden clue about the character's history, while others see it as proof that cartoon logic doesn't always follow real-world rules. Either way, the next time you watch SpongeBob flipping Krabby Patties at the Krusty Krab, you might find yourself wondering whether he's a young adult just starting his career or a surprisingly older character who simply refuses to grow up. One of the most mysterious locations in Bikini Bottom is Sandy Cheek's Glass Dome. At first glance, it simply looks like a comfortable habitat where Sandy can live on the ocean floor while breathing air like she would on land. But when some fans started analyzing the dome more carefully, they began to wonder if there might be a deeper secret behind its existence. After all, Sandy isn't just any ordinary squirrel. She's a scientist from Texas who somehow managed to build a fully functional air environment deep underwater. That alone raises a lot of questions. How did Sandy get the advanced technology needed to create such a complex structure? And why would a land animal travel all the way to the bottom of the ocean just to live among sea creatures? Some theories suggest that Sandy might actually be part of a larger scientific experiment. According to this idea, the dome could be more than just a home. It might be a research station where Sandy studies the strange mutations and behaviors of Bikini Bottom's residents. Think about it. Sandy's often seen conducting experiments, inventing strange devices, and carefully observing the environment around her. She also seems surprisingly knowledgeable about science compared to the rest of the characters. In several episodes, she builds powerful machines, rocket-like inventions, and advanced equipment that feels far beyond the technology normally seen in Bikini Bottom. This has led some fans to believe that Sandy might secretly be studying the underwater world, collecting data about the unusual creatures living there. If the Bikini Bottom nuclear mutation theory is true, then Sandy's dome could actually be a hidden laboratory designed to observe how radiation has affected marine life. From this perspective, SpongeBob and his friends might unknowingly be part of a long-running experiment. Of course, the show never directly confirms anything this dark, but the idea of Sandy secretly observing Bikini Bottom adds a fascinating new layer to her character. Instead of just being SpongeBob's adventurous friend, she might actually be the only character who truly understands how strange the underwater world really is. So those were some of the most interesting SpongeBob theories and hidden secrets that fans have discovered over the years. Whether it's Squidward's hidden struggles, the mystery of SpongeBob's age, or the strange possibilities behind Sandy's underwater dome, Bikini Bottom might be a much deeper and stranger place than it first appears. Of course, many of these ideas are just fan theories, but they definitely make the show even more fun to analyze. Let me know in the comments which theory you found the most interesting, and if you know any other SpongeBob secrets that should be in the next video. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Bikini Bottom, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more SpongeBob mysteries and theories.